don't really know what it is the only problem.
Recently, we've been asked to comment on the death of the rapper XXXTentacion. People wanted us to make him the third episode of True Life Stories. I'm a little bit like that on it, because obviously he had a very short life, but he impacted a lot of people in that time. And then there's a lot of people saying, don't give him the time of day. He did some bad things in his time.
Right.
But then I think to myself, I'm about telling interesting stories. I'm not necessarily about telling fairy tales. Like, the fact that he did bad things doesn't mean I shouldn't talk about him in my head.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose it's on how you tell that story.
Well,
though,
you've got to pass a comment, and I don't ever tell a story without giving me opinion. I always give me opinion. And
we all know that.
You got people like Mike Tyson and Tupac, who also had things accused of them that were pretty fucking bad. And I'm not giving him a pass on anything he did, but I'm still not aware of everything, the full story.
Right.
We haven't read up on everything yet. I'm interested in doing it.
Part of me, the only reason I'd say not to do it, or to do it, is, first of all, you can take it two different ways. Some people are going to think you're clickbaiting because they go, well, you wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have done it if he wasn't
dead. You see, Michael McCrudden, the guy who does the Before They Were Famous.
Did he do that?
Mate, within like 20 minutes of the guy getting shot, you had a fucking video up. There's a lot of people.
Maybe have them ready.
So
No, I don't mean like he's like, I know what's going to happen. But he was doing one anyway, and he went, no, I'd put this out.
Mate, the amount of people who've milked this poor kid's death,
Lil Tay,
is unbelievable.
The amount of celebrities who go, he was so bloody nice.
No, what I didn't realise about X was he had an actual personal relationship with a lot of YouTubers. He was a fan of YouTube, so I've been doing a little bit of digging on YouTube, seeing what people are saying about him, and he would personally FaceTime big YouTubers who were big fans of his and say, I love your work, and encourage them. And it's weird because...
Is that good or bad?
Well, this is my thing, is I listened to his album, the Question Mark album, and I'd heard a couple of songs before he died, and when I started listening, I was like, because quite a lot of people had said some nasty shit about him, and I don't know the full story of these things he did. Apparently he'd had an altercation with a woman who was pregnant at the time, and you're like, all right.
She said some things afterwards as well, though, you don't really know.
Afterwards she's saying maybe that wasn't true. I don't know the full story, once again, so don't shoot us down in the comments, but I've got an image in my head of this guy who's living a fast life. He's just being shot and killed, so he's clearly he's not playing around in this game, and it's cost him his life.
Some people, I think this is quite a harsh way to look at it, but some people did say because of the subject matter he covers, they felt like he brought that lifestyle towards him, which I felt was a little bit harsh on someone who's just been shot. I've listened to some of his first album, and I've listened to quite a lot of his second album over and over again, and this is the thing, is the way he looks, I kind of prejudged him. He's tattooed on the face, got a little bit of Lil Wayne sort of tattoos going on there, somewhere between that and 6ix9ine,
and I was expecting to have that hyper aggressive 6ix9ine style music a little bit more prominent throughout the album, and then you listen to his album and you're like, wow, like this is a positive, like not as positive, an emotionally aware guy. Like, he talks a lot about emotional subjects, and ironically, because we just covered Kanye jumps around so much, and he isn't boxed into one sort of genre of music, and X is similar in that respect of, like, some of his songs are just, I was blown away. Like, I was like, wow. Fuck me. Like, if you look at Eminem at 19, Kanye at 19, and then compare XXXTentacion at 19, he stacks up against any artist as a young man that there was. And if anything, it made me think of, what the fuck would he have gone on to achieve had he not have been killed? Because, yeah, I like some of 6ix9ine's music, and I know people might think, no, he's a fucking bellend. I think he's quite a funny bloke.
You really like him?
I wouldn't say really like him. I think some of his songs are good. He's a bit of a one-trick pony. There's a lot of shouting. Gotti was a little short. He had a bit of versatility about him. But, like, lately he's been commentating on Instagram and doing, like, really funny Mexican football. Like, he just did a video of him trying to save shots, and it's like,
he was pretty good.
No, he's fucking hilarious.
He was a goalkeeper as a kid.
He's a troll.
I don't find it hilarious.
He's a 50 Cent level troll, basically.
Yeah.
But the point is I was expecting something more of that sort of style, and, like, really an extremely creative lad. He can jump into, like, at some points he goes into, like, Marilyn Manson style music, and, you know, stuff that might sound like Justin Bieber. Next time, like, he's really talented, and it for that reason, and as for someone who clearly was trying to turn his life around and become a better person, despite have done a shit thing in the past, or maybe it's a few shit things, I don't know. I did think it was a shame what happened, because when I listened to his music, I thought, we've got someone here who could have gone on to be great, like a real great artist, like maybe Kanye level artist, for example.
Yeah.
So
you sort of wonder now what would happen if someone like Kanye or Eminem were coming up now, and you look at someone like him, and maybe you think maybe there'd be a similar area, because they grew up in a pre-internet era, really. They grew up in an era when you couldn't get all these different influences in the same way. They were really on CDs and, tapes and vinyl and whatever else.
You talk about social media. The fact that I got sent it straight away. Him lying there in his BMW i8. Mouth open, lifeless, dead. And I wasn't wanting to see that, but it was just everywhere when it happened, and that really hit me, like, and because I've seen dead bodies before. It's very sad, but when you see a dead body of a celebrity, it's strange. And it wasn't,
especially someone who's normally so full of life or so out there.
Yeah, and it was disrespectful to him that they've videoed his body laying there like that. They shouldn't have done that. It was out of order, and I think that it pisses me off that we're living in that. I think this is no disrespect to women, but I think when grown men get their phones out and video shit constantly as soon as anything's about to happen, it feels really feminine. Like, it feels like get some attention, like, look at me, I was there, I got that. And it's like,
I don't know if that's a feminine quality.
I think that's a bad thing.
Do you think that's just a
bad word for it?
Just a weak quality?
Yeah, maybe I used the wrong word because I'm a man, but I just disagree with it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, have some fucking respect for the guy. Like, he went out there fighting for his life. There was men trying to rob him. He was pulling out of a dealership motorbike.
Yeah.
They blocked him in. They knew he had money on him, and they shot the fucking kid to bits. And, like, apparently he died pretty instantly. And you're thinking to yourself, he went out, like, fighting for his life. At least give him the respect that he deserves. Do you know what I mean? In that respect,
not fighting in the way that someone would want to. He was really a victim of a crime, wasn't he? But yeah,
no, but, like, you know, when it went down, he clearly didn't go quietly. Otherwise, he might still be here. Do you know what I mean? Judging by some of the interviews, this is another thing. The interviews contrast with the stories. So, like, his recent interviews, he seems to speak with wisdom beyond his years as well, which I've found to be like, this is the guy who apparently beat up a girl. Like, how the fuck is? It's very strange. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some men who've done that shit. Certain
get into denial.
Certain presenters.
Right.
He's sort of like, yeah, I can see him doing that. He's a fucking arrogant, aggressive fucking twat.
Right.
But this guy, there was a beef he was speaking on where he was getting dragged into 6ix9ine, and I think it might have been Trippie Redd situation, and he's like so mature and above all the 6ix9ine level petulance, and you're like, out of all of these guys, how is he the one who died and not a 6ix9ine, for example?
Right.
And when he died, 6ix9ine made that video of how shocked he was, and you could see it, like, really hit him.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways of seeing it, really, aren't there? Because he was in he wasn't in one area of popularity, so there were a lot of different people he'd left himself open to. So he was on the YouTube side, he was in the music side. People classed him as hip hop, even though it was sort of various. But he was definitely classed as hip hop, and partly probably because of the way he looked and the way he was acting, people classed him as hip hop.
I think the fact that he was a black kid just made people think hip hop, but it wasn't purely hip hop music by any means.
Yeah, exactly.
He was going all over with it.
Yeah.
I think one thing, anytime I put a tweet out at the time saying this, is when anyone dies young, it makes me think you need to take that chance when you're with someone who you appreciate. Whether it's like working with them, you're a friend of them creatively or whatever, and tell people when you have the chance. Because like when Kanye tweeted out saying, I never got the chance to tell him how much he inspired us, I was like, when I listened to the album, I was like, you would have fucking loved this kid. I can
never get the flowers while they can still smell them.
Yeah, I listened to the album like this. Kanye would have loved this kid. You can just tell it's right up his street. So yeah, R.I.P. It's a fucking crying shame that the people who are so talented get gunned down. And it makes you think, like, with Tupac and Biggie, how much they accomplished before they died. That was amazing. And yeah, it just makes you think, like, if I'd been shot and killed when I was that age, I would never have been, like, not that I'm some fucking, you know, someone big now, but like,
never
you know,
got to what you wanted to do.
no, that's it. Like, so if you can get that far by that age, it's fucking impressive. Like, it's just, you have to, like, let's be honest, you have to get the fuck out of the poverty-stricken environments. Once you make it, you have to get the fuck away from. And it's sad because I give credit to people who want to stay true to who they are, but like, you know, if you're a fucking well-known multi-millionaire who's got 13 million followers on Instagram and you're still living in the hood, like, you know, you need to get the fuck out.
I think